excessive celebration.
That's right, it's time for Excessive Celebration. Scott Owens alongside Billy Bell. Billy, good to see you, buddy.
Hey. How you doing, Scott?
I'm good. You know, every time I hear that cheering music, I think it's maybe a throwback to the Circle K Ranch of the Foreman Scotty Show.
Oh, yeah?
And for those of you that are too young to know about the Foreman Scotty Show, tough. Look it up.
Google it.
Google. What was it, Coach Stoops said? Just Google it up. Google it up. Yeah. Foreman Scotty Show. Well, Billy and Scotty.
Billy and Scotty. Google that, too.
Yeah, that's a
It's a very
better
low result search.
Oh, but it's a fun ride. It's like the put the quarter in the machine and get on the horse and you don't go anywhere, but you get off and you got to fix your shorts and start over.
15 seconds and you're like, was it worth that quarter? Yeah, it was. That
Absolutely, it was
hard.
It was Mom's quarter. So, yeah, and he never asked Dad for the quarter. No, it's
No, you can't break a 20.
No, and there might be a trip to pick up a cigar or something afterwards. So, well, Bill, last time we got together, this 150th year of football, college football, I hated it. When I saw it coming, I thought, oh my goodness, nothing but 150, everything 150. Yeah. We're going to hear about 150. So what are we doing? Second week in a row? We're going to talk a little bit about the 150 list. Now, I was actually, I think you got to dig to get 150 from Oklahoma State. Well, I got to get that out of the way, for the beginning.
I'm just going to say, more recently, you've been putting a lot of guys on there, though. In the last couple of years, especially under Gundy, you've had quite a few guys probably on that list. Now, is it to the caliber that the OU list is? Probably not, but for...
7 Heismans to 1, I'd say it's a little behind.
But some of those guys weren't going to win, say Russell Okun, right?
Right.
If he would have played with the Sooners, he would have been on their list, too.
Right.
So, I mean, it's...
Yeah, and that's, I appreciate you saying that. One of the things I've always found fascinating when you talk Oklahoma and Oklahoma State is not just OU's dominance, but look at the size of the state of Oklahoma. It supports 3 Division I football teams, has a population that's about the same size as Arkansas, about the same size as Nebraska, and significantly smaller than Missouri. And if you think about the great teams that OU's had, they haven't needed any help in beating up on Nebraska, Arkansas, or Missouri, right? But there's no other school in Nebraska. Arkansas has Arkansas State, which plays at a very low level with the Sun Belt, and Missouri. And if you were to, over the years, combine the rosters of Oklahoma and Oklahoma State and put one team out there based on the fact that these other schools only have one major college, these other states, it's not even close.
Right.
So, we'll get into that top 150. We've got some other interesting things to discuss here. But before we go too far, Bill, I want to talk about something that's just happened. Last week we dealt with it when it was about Mike Gaddis, and I hate to get off to a start like this, but Cedric Benson passed away in a motorcycle accident. Cedric was 36 years old. This is not an insignificant person in football. Cedric rushed for over 6,000 yards on 1,600 carries in the NFL, Bill. That's pretty outstanding. 833 receptions, 32 touchdowns, played with Chicago, Cincinnati, and Green Bay. Are your memories of Cedric more towards when he played in the pros with Chicago, or at Texas with that remarkable run. And Bill, he's the 6th all-time career leader in college, 2nd behind Ricky Williams at Texas. And he and Ricky Williams both played minor league baseball. He did win the Doak Walker Award, but what are your thoughts on him?
I would say my memories of Cedric are combined in Chicago and Cincinnati. I don't remember him playing with the Packers. Maybe a couple of games.
It was very end of his career.
Yeah, maybe a few, but from what I remember about Cedric Benson, tough-nosed guy. I mean, the quality of back that he was, I mean, day in, day out, you knew he was going to get you 100 yards and probably a touchdown.
Yeah, durable, sure sounds like.
And I don't think enough was said about his hands as a receiver. He wasn't, if my memory serves me correctly, he wasn't very outspoken on the field, or you never saw him be that rah-rah guy?
No, in fact, he got compared a lot to Ricky Williams in a number of ways.
Right.
The dreadlocks, for example, that he was sporting even before Ricky. I would say Cedric was probably less distracted.
Right.
Didn't have chronic distractions like Ricky Williams had.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
That's yes.
Yeah. And Bill, I don't think it would be fair, and it was one of those things where the more I looked into this, the sadder this story got. Cedric had a young lady on the back of the motorcycle who also passed. I apologize if I don't get her name correctly. Her name was Amna Najam. And Amna had just received her Ph.D. in May from the University of Texas in audiology and was set to begin a career working in helping hearing impaired people. So what a tragic loss all the way around. I hope this doesn't get to be a weekly thing, Bill. We've lived with this the last 2 weeks, but just again, this is why everything matters. This is why moments matter, and we will return and talk a little bit about Oklahoma and Oklahoma State's upcoming opponents. We are less than 2 weeks away from that. And, Bill, we're also going to talk a little college football this weekend coming up.
That's a thing now? We talk about that stuff?
Yes, we're going to have to.
Volleyball season must be getting slow.
Well, you can check in with that. I kind of like what they do out there in Manhattan Beach.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, and I like the volleyball out there, too.
There you go. Crossover Radio. Radio with a purpose. Sense of celebration reminding you, get that app.